Haven't even opened them yet. Figurize effects. And M.S.G. Modeling supply goods. Let's work on this modeling supply goods thing first. Let's take a look at this. Smaller. Goro got Kazuya for Smash. He's pretty fub. Pretty fub. Cool. Pretty fun. But I'm only now understanding these Smash style fighters, and I don't think I can get into it on a Joy-Con. Are you gonna have to get a... what do they call that? A GameCube controller? That seems to be the standard for pro smashers. They live and die by the frickin' GameCube controller, despite the fact that it's like ergonomically like awful. And some of the people that have been playing these games for years and years now have arthritis, even though they're like 30 or something. Mewtwo King, some other guys, yeah, they've got like knobby hands playing with the GameCube controller for so many years. Let's open this package up. Kotobukia. Oh, pardon me for a moment, guys. Just one quick second. Alright, I'm back. I'm double back. I'm back and back again. Even the Pro Controller is better? Do you have a Pro Controller, Goro? Or are you mostly gaming with the Joy-Cons? Let's take a look here. So yeah, it's just two frames. And let's take a look at this. The instructions are on the back. And this is not by Bandai Namco. This is from Kotobukia. And they make... I think they're the ones that make the really popular Mecha Musume, like... I forget. Frame Arm Girls? Did they make Frame Arm Girls? So, pretty straightforward. So, let's commence. Let us commence. So, we'll build these up just normally. Koto make the Frame Arm Girls. Okay. Is that... And that's who made your Ludens? Just getting out my stuff. There we are. Let's try and tidy up a little bit, guys. Tidy up, tidy up. Most of this mess is off screen, but let's just take a quick moment to clean things up. Okay, I think that's good enough. Don't really need these scissors. Ludens is part of the Frame Arm Girl line. Okay. I'm traveling, so you're just using the Joy-Cons, Goro. Oh, okay. Goro, I feel like hotels of the one I'm staying at should have consoles or docks or whatever available. I feel like there was a period in time where some hotels did have consoles available, but then they kind of stopped for whatever reason. Okay, let's just set that aside for now. It's just looking at something. When will these institutions catch up? When will they catch up? I mean, would you, if they had like Joy-Cons for you to rent out, would you even bother? I don't know. Might be kind of, they might be kind of gross and crappy. Well, this music sounds suitably anime-ish, so let's stick with it. Well, okay, well, let's finish this one song and then we'll change up our tunage. Okay, so 7 and 7. 6 plus 10. Okay, let's get 6 plus 10. I was thinking about playing the soundtrack from the Lord of the Rings MMO, but because this is very upbeat and anime-ish, and I'm building these I'm building this stuff, might as well stick with this. We're building some robots, some accessories for my robots, or girls if I ever get like a frame arm girl or whatever. Goro, I just want to connect my Switch to my TV. Oh yeah, so I guess you probably should have brought your dock in that case. But I mean, might be kind of a hassle. Goro, also with Smash, to play a game like this, I feel like you need a full screen. Yeah, the docks aren't too big, Bacon, yeah. Goro, I'll have to remember, as I did for Japan. In Japan, I would sometimes bring both my Switch and PS4. Yeah, that's I know your PS4 is well traveled. It's been back and forth. Well traveled machine. Okay, and we'll also need 7. 7, 7, 7. Got some 7s. There we are. I don't imagine this is gonna... Can't imagine this taking particularly long, but we'll see. This also is officially my first Kotobukia kit, I guess. Small, but my first. It's pretty funny how they don't make little mecha models of men. It's always just girls. I feel like they're missing an opportunity there. You know, the first manufacturer to make a mecha, what would they call it, like mecha bishoju or something, you know? I think it could be pretty popular with a certain set of a certain demographic. Let's just clean this up a little bit. Possibly sanding might be better for that. It's so small. Yeah, let's do some sanding. Where is my sanding stuff? Here we are. And I have my tiny little homemade... Okay, let's use this. Goro, base PS4, that's the one. Having a French baguette, forgetting how amazing and delicious, crusty and flaky, damn. Especially one in Montreal. I don't know, I imagine it'd be very nice to have one in Montreal. Get yourself a croissant. Get yourself some poutine. Unless you're like observing some kind of diet. Then maybe not. Maybe not. Hold off on the poutine. The poutine. Poutine? Bacon, flowers or shoes that turn into Bishonen pretty boys? Flowers or shoes? Fashion. Yeah. Fashion mecha Bishoju boys. Oh my god. Shoes. Man purse? I mean, they already make like Dragon Ball guys, like model kits of Dragon Ball guys, right? So, but they're not regular, normal proportioned humans at that point. So that's the next step, is to really make something that's more representative of a normal human, somewhat, I guess. It's not like those Mecha Musume figures look like humans necessarily either. Woo! Small peas flying around. Okay. I should really, okay, let's do this. I've got this little container. I've got multiple little containers. Let's put their little pieces in a tray as we work on them. And that way we won't run the risk of losing a part. Especially when they're tiny like this. That's one thing. Did you find that there was a lot of tiny little parts with your Ludens? Oh, I forgot to ask Bacon, or I may have missed your response. Did you finish it? Beer. One second. Gotta get my charger. Did you finish making it? Maybe you should find a nerdy gunpla store or something like that, Goro. That might be kind of cool. Get something from Montreal. Goro, I was keto. But they gave me this baguette free. Oh, soft cream and foie gras. Woo! Oh, you bought the foie gras. Damn. I was gonna have the cheese plate with some roasted veggies. Could not resist the bread. The bread. Damn. Actually, you know what? My mom recently made some fresh bread, and it's like really good. It's just like some kind of store-bought pre-made mix, I guess you can say, but it had like mixed in with seeds and all sorts of stuff. It was pretty good. Still good. She still got some. So now that you've got bread on my mind, I'm probably gonna have some bread pretty soon. Bacon not yet. Far from finished. Oh wow, quite the project on that one. So would you say that there's a lot of like tiny little dainty pieces? Because that's something that I'm a little concerned about if I ever end up getting one like that. Just handling tiny small pieces and fragile. It sounded like that was something you had to really keep in mind. Keep in mind while you were building that thing was not to apply too much pressure to some parts. I don't know. Sounds kind of, especially for someone like me. I'm not that experienced at all this stuff. Kind of getting back into it, much like you. Yeah, I would feel pretty nervous about handling all those parts. I mean, I already broke some parts off of this guy. I already broke one part. One part for sure, and another part I kind of thought was broken, but it was actually not. Bacon, yeah, there are tiny parts, yeah. You'll have to let us know what your feelings are on building this stuff, on building that model when you're done. Yeah, and I think some model making gunpla stuff might be good for your YouTube, man, because like you have all these people that followed you from based off of Robot Wars, and you know they're kind of like lacking in content right now. Like like they're not really seeing any of the stuff that they sub to you for. So I don't know if that's one of those things where you don't really care or if you want to like maintain that audience. And I think building some gunpla and stuff might be a good idea to what's the term? Kind of like get them on board with something related, but it's not the same as Super Robot Wars, but just like kind of related. Might be an idea. Goro fresh baked is a special thing. Yup. Yeah, I have an aunt that like that was like her side hustle, or maybe that was her main business. I don't know, making bread and yeah, any family function she'd always bring some bread. It was good stuff. Well, we don't have to do 100% amazing job on this stuff just yet. We can kind of just do a quick pass and just make sure it's good enough. Let's dust this stuff down using my hake brush, which I never use for watercolors, or not lately. I just use it to dust stuff. It's the best duster I have. Second only to the feather. My feather duster. Okay. Bacon, just not sure I can offer anything unique or of value when it comes to gunpla. Goro, just be you. You don't need to be unique on purpose. You will express your authentic opinions and men of culture will follow Shao Beer Can. Bacon, or I don't know even what to talk about. Like, personally, I've said this before, so I'm kind of repeating myself, but I agree with uh, with Goro. It's just a matter of I think if you were just to talk about your journey, so to speak, of building this stuff, that's more than enough. Like, you know, that's a story, that's your personality. That's what's noteworthy and unique is your own personal journey coming back to Gunpla, you know? We all get caught up with this idea that, especially when it comes to these hobbies, whether it be Gunpla or Warhammer and stuff, I've noticed that there's this tendency for people to get really caught up with trying to make their work the best and stuff like that. But it's like, nah, who cares? It's just interesting. It should be interesting enough to see you make it and to see your journey and your progress as you improve. Especially, you know, you're coming from like, you know, the last built model you built was so long ago, and you didn't, you know, didn't really use any of the modern or proper techniques, proper quote-unquote techniques for building. Now you're trying to get into more advanced stuff. Like, to me, that's just interesting in and of itself. And I'm sure that there's actually a lot of people like that as well, you know, like a lot of people that want to get into the hobby, they don't know where to start, and they can watch someone like you or whoever else and see what it's like. And yeah, I think you do have a unique perspective on things, especially because, like, you know, you do have quite an in-depth knowledge, at least in my opinion, of robots and stuff, judging from Super Robot Wars, that I think you could bring something interesting to the table that way. I mean, all I do for YouTube is I pretty much just upload snippets of my builds live here and put them up on YouTube, and I don't know. That's just how I like to do it. I'm not saying you need to do that, but yeah, I feel like putting up some kind of content, I don't think you need to really think about it too much. You can just talk about what you think about the model, and, you know, like, sometimes when you're building the model, you get like really hyped up about the elbows and the knees and bending and stuff. I think that's actually pretty cool too, like pretty fun and noteworthy. You know, a lot of people that build models, especially when you see them on YouTube, they have like kind of like zero personality. They basically just build it and talk about, like, okay, it moves up and down. The legs move up and down. They can split. The arms and the shoulders can go left and right. The head is on a double jointed axis. You know, it's pretty standard stuff. Okay, that's probably good enough. So let's see, how are we looking at this thing? Oh, okay, like this, and then this goes here. It looks like you can change out these parts though. And then we need 12, 1, and 13. Bacon. Well, I do plan on grabbing clips of my stream and turn it into a vid about how I got back into the hobby. No clue what type of content beyond that. All right. Well, yeah, it's a start. Maybe maybe you'll get some ideas as you go along, and it doesn't even have to be like this one-parter thing. I feel like that's like it's like an ongoing process, right? That's my feeling, at least. It doesn't have to be like a single video about how you got back into the hobby. It's a work in progress. Okay, that was 12, and I need 13. 13. Did you find that the plastic on those Koto kits, your Ludens, did you find that the plastic was different at all? And now we're looking for 1. This is 1. Yeah, so they sell a bunch of other weapon packs. I think that's kind of fun, you know? And they're fairly inexpensive too. There was another weapon pack that was from Bandai, and it was like this long spiked weapon on a rope of some kind. I was like, that's pretty cool. Alright, let's put the piece in there. And I like taking a second look here. What's a nub and what's not? Okay, our nubbage. Bacon, ironic coming from a dude who takes forever replying from chat. Goro, it's always worth the wait. Bacon, the quality of the plastic was pretty similar. What was the comment about taking forever replying to chat? Sorry, I always get distracted. The quality of the plastic is pretty similar. Ah, I see. Okay. It's a train coming. Get the window. Nah, let's just leave it. Whatever, you guys can hear a train. Okay, it's time to change music. I think I've heard this song multiple times now. Just referring to how I don't know what to say despite saying so much on my stream. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's a... Well, I think the chat kind of acts as like a prompt, right? The chat kind of mentions something, and then you just kind of go on as a jumping on point. It's pretty good strat. You're a natural. I never feel like you're lacking in anything to say. It seems like you can go on and chat quite naturally. All right. Sorry. Just pressing some buttons. There we go. Yeah, I think that the plastic that they use is pretty much the same. One thing that I find really nice about those robot girl kits, the Mecha Musume models, it seems like many of them come with pre-painted faces. I think that's really cool. I'd like to kind of try my hand at painting an eye, but it's nice that they give you the option to just use a pre-painted one. Although it seems like any of those mecha girls from Bandai, they do not have pre-painted faces. At least the ones that I had seen in reviews. It seems like they use a lot of stickers instead, and that's I guess that's okay, but pre-painted would probably be the best strat, I think. I mean, a sticker over time is gonna peel away, right? Let's see, I don't have to do a super amazing job on this, just trying to do enough. Good enough, good enough. What about here? I think we need to go in with this. Night Trap, I just made my first YouTube short. Oh, cool. How does one go about making these shorts? And what is your short of? You can go ahead and post a link. You can do a little shilling. I don't mind. Do a little shill. Okay. There you go. There's the shill. There's the shill. Okay. Let's try and get these nice and smooth. Go in with this. Okay. Good enough. So, here we are. Bacon, sorry for being off topic, but shit is getting real in Lost Judgment. Ooh. In Lost Judgment. How many hours are you into that game now at this point? That's exciting, though. Okay, which way are we facing here? I can't really tell which is the proper direction. Okay, maybe this way. And then it gets pinned, closed by this. See, even this is fairly delicate work that I'm not really used to. Fairly small. Let's cut this a bit. And give it a little sand. Sorry if the screen shakes. I'll try and keep my wrists off the table, but no promises. Don't ruin it, Goro. Night Trap, YouTube short videos have to be less than 60 seconds. 9x16 and 1080 by 19 by 20. So how do you make that dimension format? Like, can I just do that from my iPad? Or, I don't know. Goro, I may stay here another week, in which case I'll be purely Switch gaming. Wow. Are you like writing a memoirs or something? That sounds like something that like you know, like a famous writer would do. Is just like, yeah, I'm going to go to some other city, some place, like hole up in a hotel, eat really nice food, and write my memoirs, or write like the next great American novel, or Canadian novel for that matter. If you're not, you should. That sounds like I could see you doing that. And I could see it being really good too. Okay, this goes here. Okay. Oh, no. Going this way. Okay, fiddly. I feel like I don't have clumsy fat fingers, but nevertheless, it's still kind of fussy for me to really get all of that in. Goro, I may well get back to work on my comic. Yeah, do that. That's good enough. That's more or less what I was thinking. Not a comic, I thought like a book, but same difference. Same diff. Let's see. Night Trap, I use an online site to crop the video and a video editor to convert it to 9:16. Okay, cool. I should actually take a look at that, although I have no idea what I would do, but it'd be kind of fun to mess around with. YouTube is so weird. Like, it's so hard to try and make something noteworthy and something that's gonna appease the god, the algorithm god. How do we appease the algorithm god? So hard. Goro, this place just makes me feel very peaceful and harmonious. I don't know why. It's just Montreal. Also, it's kind of like where you were from, right? Like where you were born in Montreal, if I'm not mistaken. So that's pretty cool. Like, I feel like that would help. That would help in some regard. What's going on here? Okay, this plugs in there, and then this goes over here like this. Let's get this off screen for a sec. This goes something like this. No. I'm wrong. Hold up, hold up. It goes something like this. And I'll kind of go back and refine some of this filing down, but good enough for now. So yeah, you can put it this way, and this is the handle, but you can also make it attached this way. If we kind of go like this, and then you would reverse. Oh no, that's correct as well, I think. Oh no, it's not. You'd have to flip this around, but that's kind of the general idea. It says right here, like the right or left side. You can put this handle thing on the right or left side of this gun. Night Trap 6x19 portrait. Okay. Goro, objectively though, I must say, and I may even say this begrudgingly, Toronto is Canada's best city. Okay. And you're born there. Alright. Okay, so now this is the blade part, and we need number 5, number 5, number 5, number 5, and number 3. Oh yeah, this is the blade part. And you know, these parts, so I was kind of thinking I could use this stuff for my mech that I bought, but it kind of seems big, like really too big. So whatever, that's fine. Can use this for whatever else. And it was always going to be just an accessory for my model anyway, so it's not a big deal. Okay, and then okay. Whoa, it's like dialogue. The soundtrack. Interesting. Okay, so we've got the blade, and we need number 3. And number 3 is here. Probably going to be able to quickly finish this, at least to take a quick look at how all of these different parts look, and then maybe we'll reserve the next kit for the next time I stream. We'll see. We'll see how we're doing on time. Because I'd rather just, yeah, I'd rather just save the kit for next time, rather than just doing it in parts. And that way we can take our time with this and do a good job. Okay. Oop. down here. You should buy yourself a model kit. You should get yourself a gunpla and build a gunpla in a hotel in Montreal. Okay. This is from the Lord of the Rings soundtrack. Sorry, the Lord of the Rings RPG, MMORPG. But you can tell how they're taking cues from Howard Shore's movie soundtrack. It's like evocative of it. I'm pretty excited about the new Lord of the Rings TV show from Amazon. I've noticed that there's some people that aren't as hyped. They feel like it doesn't look like the movies, or it doesn't look like their vision of Tolkien. But whatever. As someone who's read the books, not all the books, but I've read some, but more of a TV show. A movie fan. I'm fine with it. It looks good to me, but what do I know? I'm not an expert. I hope it's good at least. It doesn't seem to be working. They don't seem to be working with New Line Cinema, and it doesn't seem to be part of the same like visual style as the movies. Like they've showed the elves and stuff, and they have their own look. They don't. The armor doesn't resemble the armor that we saw in any of the movies. Stuff like that. I don't think they showed an orc, but that's another thing to look out for, is how they're going to be showing the orcs. But hopefully it's good. Goro, oh, have you seen the Dune gameplay for the trailer for the game? I haven't. How does that look? Does that look good? I'd be interested in seeing that game. Dune, of course, a very long history with RTSs, and effectively created the genre, so we all owe a debt of gratitude to Dune for that. And it's funny, even with with the movie, I remember watching some parts of the movie, the latest movie that is, the part where they just arrived on Arrakis, and they're kind of looking at the state of things, and they're like, yeah, this is the factory here. We got to fill these things up, otherwise we're gonna be in big trouble. And to me, that even the angle of the shot reminded me of an RTS, and I wonder if that was deliberate. Goru, I love Lord of the Rings. Well, the Jackson films, the extended cut. The extended cut is where it's at. Yeah, I have all the extended cut. At this point, I don't even remember what was in the normal standard cut, but at the very least, in the favor of the theatrical release cut. At least it's that much shorter, and that's kind of a good thing, because those movies are already very long. Boromir's entire subplot and the characterization is missing in the middle film. Oh, and is the greatest dramatic omission for me. Boromir. Are you talking about Faramir? Because Boromir is Ned Stark, right? He dies in the spoilers for a 60, 70-year-old book. Boromir dies, does he not? In the first movie / book. Faramir is his brother. Yeah. And Faramir, yeah, he's kind of like the forgotten guy, right? It's kind of funny how even the girl who falls in love with Aragorn, she she ends up hooking up with Faramir, and they're both kind of get to be rejects together. Girl, I felt that shit hard. So fucking good. Goro, it looks like an RTS, but a good one. The Dune game. And what I'm probably going to get if it's good or bad. Faramir. Great acting. Yeah, that guy's a good actor. He was in 300 as well, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure he's in more notable movies than 300, but that's all I could think of now. Okay, so now we need 4 and 2. Let's get 4 and 2. Goro, but the extended cut gives him so much more empathy and importance. Yeah. like I said, I'm a bit more familiar with the extended cut, so I forgot what was in it and what's not in it. But yeah, now that you mention it, yeah, that stuff, all of that stuff is good. Yeah, man, I should probably watch those movies again. It's just about time. I like to watch those movies at least once a year or once every few years, so it's probably just about time. Check that out. Also, the extras. I really enjoyed the extras in the on the DVD for the Lord of the Rings. Um, there's there's some parts where they have footage of all the actors hanging out, and you have to remember this movie was the first, uh, as far as I can recall, of its kind where they just filmed like all three movies back to back, right? Back to back to back, and the entire cast basically bonded and created their own fellowship in some respects, you know? Like they all became so familiar with each other. And so when the final movie and the final scene was complete, it was this like really emotional moment for everyone. And there's this part where Peter Jackson is filming Elijah Wood, Frodo's final scene, and he just keeps on saying like, "Okay, take another take, another take. Let's do another take." He'd say his lines, and then Peter Jackson would just say, "Do another take," and he kept on saying it just because he didn't want it to end. It's like kind of sad, like it's just it was that emotional, right? It would because once he was done that take, it would be done. It would be over. And that's actually not true, by the way, because they would have to then later go back and do reshoots and stuff, or maybe that was the reshoots, but yeah, it was very emotional and actually kind of reminded me of like our college days in a sense, like that brotherhood, that fraternity, that everyone had, you know, reminded me of that. Vigo seems like a solid dude, a real horseman kind of guy. Yeah, and then there's that story about how Vigo Mortensen was not the original intended actor to be Boromir, sorry, Aragorn, and that basically, man, I'd like to find out that guy's name because it was like he just couldn't cut it. The guy that they wanted, he just couldn't cut the mustard, man. He wasn't that rough and tumble guy that could handle the horse riding and the harsh lifestyle that was going to be required of him to really inhabit the role of Strider of Aragorn. And I don't even know what became of that actor. It's a somewhat familiar name. I feel like I had heard that guy's name, but yeah, like Vigo Mortensen, uh, he ended up purchasing the horse, like his horse, from the movie, and now it's just like, you know, it's just his horse buddy now, which is pretty cool. And since then, he's kind of ended up in like just like interesting roles that appeal to him. Like I feel like he never really sought out to pursue like a big blockbuster Hollywood career, and so he ends up doing like just whatever happens to interest him. And I seem to recall that he did what was that movie? A History of Violence, and I watched that. I watched that mostly because I liked Aragorn. The movie's nothing like what you're expecting. Like he's just like this. I don't even remember all that much, but yeah, I just remember thinking, "Whoa, this movie's pretty intense, pretty out there." Um, what else? I feel like I've seen him in something else. Oh, what was it? There was this movie, Hildago? That's actually a pretty decent movie. It's another horse guy movie. I don't know if that was the horse from Lord of the Rings as well, or a different horse, but yeah, it's basically Viggo Mortensen and riding a horse again. So if you like that about Lord of the Rings, you can check out that movie. Oh, was it based off of a graphic novel? Oh, I forgot about that. Who wrote the graphic novel? That's interesting. How could I forget that? Um, Also, who directed that movie? It wasn't Cronenberg, was it? Why am I thinking of that?
I am too late. Someone must find him before the Nazgûl.
Okay, let's just take a look at these parts and make sure they're nice and smooth. Cronenberg. Okay, it was Cronenberg. Okay, that's why I was thinking it. But that's one of those things where I have like it's like a gap in my movie knowledge. Like I haven't really watched much Cronenberg movies outside of like a couple of movies that maybe Buck introduced me to, as he does. Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen that many Cronenberg movies. I've heard that his son is making quite the name for himself and making movies too, and it's one of those situations where the son is making movies and he actually ends up making good movies. They're actually good. I don't know. I haven't seen them myself. Goro, I remember Hildago. But the artist for History of Violence was Vincent Locke. Okay. Goro, I remember ProStar's friends hated it, and I kind of got into an argument with them while drunk about it. Okay. I think that's good enough. Let's see here. Yeah, so let's finish this up. We're actually almost done, I think. Let's finish this up and then we can wrap up our stream. Got a decent amount done. There's always more to do, of course. And we can kind of polish this up a little more after. 9 plus 11. This goes like this. Yeah. Okay. Need to refine this a bit more.
Elrond has healed Frodo of his mortal wound, and now the time has come to decide the fate of the One Ring.
Okay, hold on.
I can see no other path than that which leads to Mount Doom.
Okay. What we got here? Let's go back to ease. Okay. So, pardon me. Can kind of refine this a bit more a little later. Okay. Let's get my brush. Kind of dust this stuff off. I'm sure it's all very dusty. And how does this go? Okay, so let's see. It's oriented this way, and you just insert this through the bottom. Oh, okay. Let's not put it fully in, because I kind of want to have a bit of wiggle room to take it out. Yeah, let's, I might even sand it down a little more, but let's not make it go fully in. Oh, and then it just slots underneath here. Ozzy. Look at this thing. This is gigantic. Yeah, baby. Gears of War. Let's shred and tear. Let's rip and tear until it is done. That's a Doom line, not Gears of War. Look at that. Yeah. I mean, if I was really anime, like super into incredibly disproportionate weapons, then yeah, baby, let's do it. But it's kind of awesome, but kind of ridiculous. Unless he had a chainsaw arm. Can we do that? Can we give him a chainsaw arm? Like just as a rough fitting here? Can we envision this as a chainsaw arm in some fashion? Ooh, it's kind of fun though. I'm kind of addicted to the idea of getting more of these little kits, these little combat kits to make weapons. Army of Darkness, groovy. Berserk. Yeah, look at this one. What's the line? Like it was a hunk of metal. Buster Sword? I guess I'm very easy to please. I'm very easily amused. I find this amusing. Yeah, and you can think of, you don't have to actually hold it like, you know, you don't have to assemble it in this way. You can kind of attach it in different ways if you can think about it. If you can just, if you're willing to kind of go in there and customize things a bit more. Oh, there's the line, Goro. Not even a sword, just a big hunk of steel. I love that line. So good.